like racism and stuff. I've seen it, I've experienced it, and...
Even at 13 years old? Wow, what are some of the racism you experienced at that age?
Like, I've been called the M-word before. I've been called a monkey.
I'd rather suffer here than in the UK.
Mediation Corner about the Mamo. I was Spade TV so. Unity in diversity. Aha, Kasapreko. Na send your money now when you say we can be near Yenono. A year do a suko, Black Americans for. You're more fair, need there you're more ye. Say, or move from more mind so, Abagana, Ababebo, and Sissie, and ya snabby cry, or has it. Ebumoba, Ebesayako. Na Jada, any case, story no, very, very inspiring, say, or monosana, or more dear, more UK ho, or mere citizen, and so a near yaw dear near dictates or more including or more many no, no, come on. Yes, it's a near many na fanko Ghana, na a ho and now soon jay, and ne found who dear a war. Macamo, say I do medie, some best healthcare, and almost so I say. So, oh, come when a many yara wapa. Won't to mean shot idea, open won't to mean coni padromono. Me come for medicated powder no, and a medicated ointment net the amount. I feel so one them na ya or ya, now baby, 8 for herbal balm no in so.
Hello, Abusiafo. But Sunburst medicated powder. Now on your form. Hey, say when a man in swans one yes is you. Never good out at all. About cock, I'm a what so.
Or don't.
It's what now I'm why you say. A crow. Take a career, a yam, a crow, a juniper de aboso. And only Sunburst medicated ointment. A beb wow.
My possum. You to me.
Who when Pedro be onia meant na ho ma honam ya enwu wani maase what posso complaining na et so betwa koto Sunburst herbal balm ye from mama Sunburst products edutwem
Obenya Sunburst products our pharmacies any herbal shops at to phone friend 0554 907 393 FDA agidwadi enkra tuya tum.
Me mama kwaba Web Nation Africa wo efidie time so eti Jada any k etna se totototo o ma no se ye hu se mabagana na abeje di se Jada ni k no o ma nko baabi amfansa nka East Legon ne Ghana baabi e wo ye titiri no o ma bo mo nsese wo baabi kro mate o mo ho enwuram e no mo ankasa papa esifia ye den e dia ma o mo na your own interview omundi busa omo say abra omani anka omo krom UK ho no no mo yes ombeba Ghana no abra omo si Ghana no e de no e ko wo mumu e de no atenka be no munyan e wo mumu ye nje oma no ye nemra.
It's good, bro. What's good? Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Time coming, man.
I'm telling you, you're here. I'll start. To be honest, it was an overwhelming feeling. Like for me personally, I've been wanting to come back home for so long that I'd envisioned this moment. I even remembered the heat. Like when I was younger, landing in Nigeria, I was anticipating that again. Just walking out of the airport, feeling the air of Africa again, and it was amazing. It was amazing, yeah.
How was your experience like? Have you ever been to Africa?
Never been. I've never been to anywhere in Ghana, actually, in Africa, actually. For me, it was very overwhelming, but it also felt like a sigh of relief. I just felt like I could just breathe when I touched down, when I came out of the airport. I took in everything. I was trying to, smell the air, feel the heat. And I just can't even describe the feeling, just pure excitement. Well,
let's take you back. Dan is your father. Yeah, and he moved to the continent almost 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Now, let's go back a little bit. When he was moving, where were you at that time?
So we was in West Drayton in London. It's called Hillingdon. It's a small little area. And I remember when my dad moved, I remember feeling like, you know, what's he doing? It's crazy because, like I said, we don't know anyone in Ghana, you know? A lot of our family's in Jamaica. So it's something I wanted to do, but I was like, how is he gonna do it, you know? And us being from a small little place in Hillingdon, it was like, how are we gonna do this? You know, this is when the questions started going in my head. This is something I wanna do, but how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna get there? And so watching his journey it's definitely had its ups and downs because we wasn't sure in the beginning, but seeing him now, it just inspiring.
So you were watching?
Watching, we didn't stop watching. We didn't stop watching. Man.
Wow, where were you at that time too?
So I was with Jada as well, yeah. So just before they left from our place. So we was with them for pretty much that whole week before they left. So, you know, it was surreal because even from my perspective, obviously, I'm Nigerian, I have family in Nigeria as well. And I just know that sometimes, you know, there's a rhetoric that goes around about Africa being so difficult and, you know, like, if you aren't rich and you have loads of connections, it's going to be really hard for you to settle down. So for me to witness Mr. King going and making that move, it filled me with confidence, to be honest. And I had a lot of respect because I know that it's not easy. You know, there's a lot of people that doubt it. There's a lot of people that could question what you're doing. But to have that self-belief and to have the drive to just go and do it, it definitely woke something up in me, myself.
Okay. Inti ebra interview ano ebusa Jada Nike say omoye omadwen say sisi ade Ghana no beba visa haya sundwe man omobedu ha no den ne course omadwen na den kra mpo na atenka foforo be no mo famu wa bra mo du airport kra mo ba Ghana no na omanu yie no mo resa no opoto kasem inti etie ba mechirem ne nyina yate.
For me, life in the UK, it was getting on top of us. I don't know how much you know about the UK, but the cost of living crisis is on at the moment, and that was really getting to us. I think there's a lot of pressure, you know, being a 22-year-old in the UK to make it, be having this amount of money, a certain amount of money by a certain amount of time, and it's all in a place where it's so hard to do, a place where you're not even seen as equals. So watching my dad, the progress of where he had started and where he is now, that was a huge driving factor, but we just had conversations after conversations, watching YouTube videos after YouTube videos, you know, the possibilities in Ghana, how much could be done. And one day we just decided we're doing this. I think it was in November 2022, we said we're doing this and we're gonna make sure we do it. And now here we are, May 2023, it's surreal.
Hey! Just no money aje. Yete Ghana ha, just say ye yasomo. Na brand san buso mu bio say. Wo abrochire, ye wo Ghana he nyina pese ye kwa abrochire. Obu o wie school na ni bibia ne say obetu kwan. Na ade na mu de Nyankopon aboa mo a ma wofo ne mo bibia mo busuafo nyina wa UK ho. Na eba madwunum say mo beba Ghana betna se afebo kra age asase nyina sidan omanu yie nie.
Was it easy trying to make the step though, because I can't imagine you live in the West, right? Now we from Ghana often look at the West and UK TV, the land of, you know, you know what I'm saying? And me hearing you say you have to, you know, what was some of the battling you had to, you know, deal with, you know, within your mind before?
I think from my perspective, I pretty much made my mind up that at some point in my life, I'm going to be moving back to Africa. The only thing that I wasn't sure of was the route that I was going to take, how it was going to materialize. Because ever since I've been about 13, 14 years old, I'd always been saying to my mum, you know, why can't we go and live there? Why can't we, you know, do things in Nigeria? And my mum kind of, you know, having worked so hard to come to England, she wasn't so excited about the idea of us just, you know, packing up and going away. So I kind of knew that I had to think of my own way to get there. So meeting Jada, that really was special because I didn't have to convince her of anything. We were on the same page. You know, it was so soon after we started speaking that we kind of, you know, came to an agreement that, this is actually what we both want and it's something that we'd both be happy to do. So I think it's just been in us. Like you said, like we say, you get the call, and the call just gets louder and louder and louder as time goes on.
So you can't ignore it.
Exactly. And by the time it reached November last year, it was so loud that, you know, you can barely go to sleep without knowing that you're making moves to get there.
Krodua we won. Yen yeti ha say na yembu. Hwe senia omaye relax na omani age. Say aha na yembu no, omaba betina ha say. Na ejire no. Brani busa omo Web Nation Africa ebusa say. Eto omaba ha say no. Atinka ben na afide omanya no afebo kura wo omo ne Ghana for asitinem. Na empo no omo wo UK no na de na omo ma no krampo fam wo school mu ene mu nsem kirekire mu bebre yenhwemra.
When seeing you guys, I was there at the airport. I almost, teared up because Daniel have been talking about seeing, his children coming to the continent. Him building what he's building in the forest there. Trying to set up a home for his family basically, and seeing him just hug you guys, I'm like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Now let's talk about, you've been on the site. You went to the land to. What do you think about it? Now you've seen it in physical, right? First it was the drone footages and whatever, but now you've seen it in physical. What do you think of it?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, videos and pictures can't do it justice. You actually have to be there. You have to stand on the ground to really value what you're seeing. It's unreal, just to know that he's come from a position in the UK, just the same as anybody else, and he's been able to create that. I can't even describe it. I can't. As a man personally as well, seeing what he's been able to build with the work of his own hands and provide for his family is so inspirational. So inspirational. Yeah.
And to see fruit everywhere, in the UK, that's something we spoke about all the time. You'll see trees, but it's like they purposely plant trees that don't have fruit. Here you won't go hungry. There's plantain, there's cassava, there's pineapples, there's everything in abundance, and all of that is just. It's everything we always wanted.
Now I want to, he told me you also had a land.
Yes.
You guys have bought the land, and he promised me that when you guys touch down, he's bringing you straight to the village, and you'll be sleeping in a tent right there. When am I going to see you sleeping in a tent? Oh, it's not happening.
I don't know. I'm sure he said that he's vowed that he's going to make us do it. So I have faith that, we're definitely going to do it. He vowed that he was going to come to Ghana and look at where we are. So I believe him when he says that.
Let's go back again to the UK, work related. What were you guys doing prior to you guys moving back? I'll start with you first.
So I did a bit of photography and videography in my spare time, a bit of content creation. But other than that, I was a full-time home educator to my 2 children. And, that was literally my life. But I never felt like I could fully fulfill what I wanted to do. Even being a mum, I couldn't be the best version of myself because there's always something in the UK. It's always bills, council tax, this, that. And, being here, I can fully be in those roles happily, I could be the best mother to my children. And my children, they have the freedom to run around, In the UK, our house was so small. So playing football in the house and all those things, you can imagine how that goes. But here, they just have all the space to run around and be free. And videography and photography is something I want to carry on now that I'm here. But the opportunity is greater. I can do so much more, and you would know because,
Exactly.
What's your name? Introduce yourself to the people watching you.
Hi, I'm Janae. I'm 13 years old.
13 years old. Now, you came I was at the airport. I saw you there hugging your dad and just, all emotions. What made you want to come to Ghana?
Well, Ghana's different to the UK, and it's much better from the UK. I feel like I'm equal here more than I am in the UK.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Because, racism and stuff, I've seen it, I've experienced it, and...
Even at 13 years old? Wow, what are some of the racism you experienced at that age?
I've been called the M-word before. I've been called a monkey.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
This deep, guys.
It's imagine like my daughter was actually struggling in school. So she was struggling, and you know the teachers were involved, and she was truanting if we, you know, she wasn't turning up at school. But I know that feeling. I know that feeling of not being accepted in school, of not, and just not wanting to go, because I know my bloodline, and my bloodline needs stimulating. We're creative people. My daughter's a creative, you know, a content creator. So I know what she needs. So I said to her mum, send her to me. Send her to me. I mean, it's not a definite that she's going to stay here. I don't know if she wants to, but it's not a definite. But if she wants to, there's space for her here, because I know what this continent's going to give her as a young woman is far more than the UK can give her. She's going to learn life skills here. She's going to see her peers that look like her. That's going to give her a confidence. Like, you know what Tian had?
Yeah.
Tian had that.
Yeah.
She had that. Do you know? And she's still got it.
Yeah.
And she's gone back to the UK with full confidence. And this is what, you see the nervousness you see in her? Give it 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah, I like that, guys. Seeing you here, because I've interviewed him, I think I checked the date, it was not 8 months.
No.
It's almost a year ago. Yeah. And then he was telling me how, you know, you guys will be coming. He sees that vision. And then me seeing you here with your wife and children, his grandkids and his daughters, it's just beautiful. Me looking from the outside, you know, and I know you guys do have a message. Really, you do have a message for people who look like just us. Now, they give their message. I know you do have a message. What would that message be?
I think my message today would be to the families. To the families. There's a lot of, I mean, when I was coming, I was looking for families that have moved to Ghana, and there was hardly none at that time. So people coming with young children, well, look, we're all here. We're not suffering. We're not suffering. We came, we paved the way, and now they're here. They can be here comfortably. Not like it's going to be easy, but make the move. I'd rather suffer here than in the UK. I mean, it's cold. Let's suffer in the heat. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's simple.
Onza mekachiro se Ghana die abribia no ye wazoyo. Se opese okwa Africa Ghana e na ye gateway a obewrem e de du African krodua nyina so. Omo baaye omo ani age. Oba no krampo se owo ho no ni ability ni creativeness ni nyina achi no. Omo entumi kra nsomu wo ho. Enso Ghana ha sei no waba no ye besom agina wa tu kra sonko so. Sisia na wote Ghana ha no, what is your excuse? Corona opesa wo koso no. O sika obetumi kura die bie company kura recruit unyonko Ghana for ana wo de koso no. Wo hu omonso no mo ba ha say no. Omonso ba. Ye bejo ma wa tu sa na e de ye kwa. Hwese no mo ba so simple. Ye de ye kwa just wo ko interview. Ni entia wo ba kuro no so ababet na ho emu nsensem bebre. Ebi mu kura aye desperate to the sense omo she de twa ntro ware. E ko sensan wo ko tina pictures na omo de akoya evidence. Eso mo ba so simple. Na omo de ababet na ha say. Ye maje da ni ke for abusuafo ni nyina akwa aba. So man we die decision no mo take so mo de beba Ghana ha say no. Eye decision pa ye mama akwa aba. Jumedie sokode e na me de sommo. Sambes healthcare e no mo son yasen. Me say me po obi a odi achinie say o ko honam ani yaw pa me kanfo medicated powder ne medicated ointment na ede e de ama heba balm no ni din ene ni dwumadi a oye nyina kire se wo ahotutuo na wo mpom tutuo a ni nyina no fa heba balm ne twitwi so subscribe e wo YouTube like ne follow yen e wo Twitter TikTok and na Facebook baby biara medamase.
Hello abusiafo bo sunburst medicated powder na honyo form hey say wona mani nso so ne esisi na gugu ni atoto e be ko ama ho ato odo hey tell me it's what na ho ama why you say ekro Sekakarere, a yam, a cro, a juni pedea bosso, and nunye, Sunburst medicated ointment, a bebwao.
Maposu, to me.
Ni Pedro be Onia, men's na home manamia and woo and nimasi. What posu complaining na, at Swobecha, Koto Sunburst herbal balm. You're from Mama Sunburst. Sunburst products, a duchum.
Obenya Sunburst products, our pharmacies, any herbal shops name. And to phone friend 0551 907 393. FDA, I did Jedi and Kratio Yatum.